Both lights are essentially finished. I've got it temporarily clamped to my drill press table fence. And after gluing on this back piece, it really solidified things. So well balanced, you know, and it's going to be great. I'm going to obviously round over these edges a little bit, you know, take some of that sharpness away. I've got to build my locking mechanism, build my clamp that's going to go, or my block that's going to lock over the top of that rail. But those are all easily done, I think. I just want to show you what this is, kind of give you an idea of the light it puts out, I guess. Hopefully you can see the difference, but it's going to be great. So got the finish done on the inside. I got to do the outside too. But today I'm just going to go to work on the hook and the lock and figure out the placement of that hook. This throws out much more light than I thought it would, which is good. And I'm happy with the way it's going. So both lights are identical. There's no need to show you the other one. The channel worked out great. So I'm just going to start sanding and working on them and put some finish on them. And the next time you'll see them, pretty much I'll be all done with them, have them mounted on my table. So give me a few days and we'll be back to show you that. Before I go, I want to just give you a shot of this too. This cord coming out the bottom here, no binding on it, locked in, you know, because of the way that that plug is trapped in there. So that's one other thing that I think bears taking the time to show you. Got my slot here, and then channel like we showed you in my CAD drawing there. My model, I guess, this turned out just exactly the way I had it designed, as did this. So everything is working out great. All right, thanks for watching, guys. These are my early prototype holders that I was going to, or clamps I was going to use for my drink holders. They were going to go underneath my drink holders and be a wedge like that. I was going to pivot them, and I had this cut back to just 3/4 of an inch to go under the top of the rail. So I'm just going to use them. I mean, they're just, I found them in my scrap pile. They're going to be perfect. What I did was just reworked it, made that opening what I need is 2 inches, and so this, along with this extrusion and this piece of scrap oak I have, that works out perfect to 2 inches. And I'm going to use this as the inner part of the Oreo cookie, basically. So I'm going to take and draw my lines on here, what I want for a profile, and then laminate on either side of this. I'm going to laminate some of the maple that I had from the boards that I used to make my slab. So I think that will kind of tie everything together, and it will also give me the thickness I need, because two pieces of Baltic birch together are now the same. They're a little shy of 1.5 inches. They're probably a good 1/8 shy here of 1.5 inches thickness, which is what I want. So I'm going to take, like I said, make myself an Oreo cookie, and it's gonna be maple, Baltic birch, and maple. And I think with the laminate in here, that'll kind of tie together with this look, and the maple out on the outside will tie in with the slab that I used for my playing surface. I think that'll look pretty nice. So I'm going to take these, resaw some maple, lay it on here, and then the other thing this gives me is it'll give me that strength I'm looking for, so that it won't fracture down here off of this little piece that's hanging over the edge. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to follow the way I have it laid out in my original model, or if I'm going to maybe modify this a little bit and just kind of round it over. We'll see. You know, I've got some French curves that I just bought the other day. I might just use those and see how that looks. So anyway, I'm going to get to resawing my maple, glue up my blanks here, and then we'll start laying them out. Okay, here's my book matched, or my sandwich, I should say. This is the the inside of my Oreo, the cream, and these are the cookies on the outside here. So what I did was, this was a book matched, after you resaw it was book matched, actually it was this way. So when I opened it up, like that, I have my two matching grains here. So I want to put those to the outside. So what I'm doing is I just roll that one over and leave this one here. And then I'm just going to glue them up like that. So then I'll make these cuts to match and do my layout work on the outside of this. So I'm going to cut these to length about, whatever, 6 inches, 2 6-inch pieces here. Or I'll end up with 4 6-inch pieces, sorry. Glue up my sandwich, and then once that's dried, we'll go to work on them. So here's set my tri-square to 1.5 inches, and that's exactly what I got. Maybe just a hair over, maybe a little shy here. There we are, yep. So just a fraction over, which is fine. Leaves room for a little sanding. So that'll turn out nice. That way I'll have the same look basically on both sides. And it'll match like I say, that maple will help match the slab of my playing surface. All right, I'll get busy and glue those up. I'll just clean that up with a chisel a little bit. That's I undercut that just a little bit. That's okay. That looks good. Got my corners cleaned up. Now I just have to decide how pretty I want to make them. I did have to do a little fine tuning on this joint right here. I thought I had it nailed, but reality and measuring are two different things, I guess. So it had to be just a fraction under 2, as you can see right there. So I'm just right there. So what I did to test fit this was I just clamped a long piece this way, took it over to my table, and then just slid it down on the rail itself. And this is the measurement I want right here. Just a little hair, just a few thousandths, I'm guessing, slop in there. Maybe 5 to 10, so it doesn't ruin the, bite it so bad that it's going to ruin it. So I'll sand this edge. I'll put a slight curve on this so that when I put it down on there, it's going to kind of want to ride over the rail. The rail has got a radius on it as well, so it'll ride over it like that, and it'll settle in, and then I can lock it. So I'm going to get my French curve out here, see what kind of a design I can come up with for this, and then I'm just going to bandsaw it, sand it, and glue it to the standard. Okay, here's what I settled on. I've got 2 marks here I made. This one is 3/4 of an inch away from this edge, and this is 3 inches up. So I want to connect those two intersections, and I came up with this right here. I like this, so I'm going to go there and there. And I put these pieces of tape on here. I held this down and put these pieces of tape sighting through to make sure I get the same arc on the other piece as well. So that bring that tangent and that through that point. And there we have it. So that's how I'm going to cut that one. And this one will be hopefully the same. There I have it. So I'll just bandsaw that and sand it. That's how I'll glue that. I'll glue this surface to my standard. Then I can start working on sanding the whole works. Okay, after looking at my model, I've decided that 21.5 is a good measurement for me. So 21.5 lands me right about there. So I'm going to make a line for myself as a reference mark. So that's where 21.5. Then from there, I come down about 9 inches, and that lands just about dead center in my slot, which is good. But that gives me about a full inch to drop that lock and then be able to lift this off and over. So I'm going to lock this down here. let's see, yeah. I'm going to put some check marks on this here, here, there, and there. This will be my B, and the other one I've got marked as A. Alright, so I take my jig, I've got it set up for 3/8 dowels here and here. I bring the check mark to this line and this check mark to this side. So I flush it up that way, tighten this up. Now one thing I have to do here is I have to remember that I've got an electrical cord running in here, and this long side is the side that I made that deep dado in for the plug, and I'm thinking that plug is right in here somewhere, but I'm going to find out. But what I've done is I've set my depth of cut to be about 1/4 of an inch. So I'll do this first and see where I land, and if I do happen to break through that dado, I'm not going to go all the way through into the cord. So what I'm attempting to do here is just get a stub hole for this to sit into, so it'll hold it and not move on me. So let's see how we do here. Okay, that's good, we didn't break through. And that'll give me a place for these to sink into and keep that from sliding around. I'm not really looking for any strength out of the deal, but more or less just to hold it in place. So now I'll do this piece. So check mark, check mark. Check mark, get this out of the way. Check mark, check mark, check and check. And I'm using this edge to flush up. There. Now looking at my arc, let me see here. Three inches, about a 1/2 inch below. I'm going to set this for about I'm going to do a test hole here to see where my line is. So let's do this one. I can drill the full depth. I'm not worried about that one. Got plenty of meat. Got plenty of meat here. So I'm going to go just drill this one. This one I'm just going to make a mark. Drop my top line down here and see where it lands. Well, I got plenty of room. can probably go 3/4 of an inch without any problem at all. Yeah, I'm gonna go 7/8. So I'll set this back up. And the next time I drill holes in the other one, they'll both be 7/8. But so here's my beginning. Grab my 3/4 inch ruler here. That's 3/4. That should be good enough anyway. 3/4. I think what I'm going to do is just take and cut these in half, and that should be good enough. No need to cut 4 dowels. I'll just cut these in half, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's see how we did here. Wonderful. There, that'll keep it from sliding around. Add a little strength, I suppose, but that'll be good. So now I can bandsaw these shapes. Drill the other one. We'll see, I'll do this one now, I guess. I'll do the same operation on the other standard and we'll be all set. Alright, just back from bandsawing and then a little disc sander on it. I also took the time to round this edge over a little bit. The rest is going to be hand sanding, but let's just see how it fits here. Well, on this too, I think this turned out cool. I like that look. I think that's a little racing stripe on there maybe, but I think it looks good. And the other thing is, it gives you that strength, so it's not going to fracture on you. There we go. That'll be my hook. Awesome. Now, I took the time to mark these. This is A, so this is B. So this is going to be my clamp. I'm going to have to shorten this up. And the other one, I'll show you. This is A, but I'll show it to you. Yeah, I got to shorten that up too. But that'll give me something to pull down on and pull it toward the standard. I'll take a little off of this, and I'll take some off of that. Let me do that quick, so show you what's going to happen here. Well, I was just going to run these through my table saw, then I thought, you know what? I like these. So I had my bandsaw put away, but I took the time to get it out and set it up again. It just took an extra 2 minutes and it was a heck of a lot safer. So when I put this on here, this is B, correct? You can see here, it's going to want to move a little bit. So what I'm going to do Take some PSA sandpaper here. I think I am. There we go. And that'll take care of that. Now I can clamp that and it won't move down on me. It'll give me a good little bite. So that'll be B and this will be A. And we're ready to attach them. Let me get this reset up. I'm going to slide it down so I can have this hanging off the edge of the table and I can get a clamp on it. I guess before I get too carried away, I'm going to use these as a sanding block. They're pretty smooth coming off the disc sander, but I'm just going to hit them while I got it here. It's a little easier to do it now. That feels pretty good. Yeah, I'll get all these edges after I get it on there, glued on. There we go. Should have put some tape on this, but that's all right. We'll get this. What's happening is it's slipping on the paper. I think I got it now. There's enough pressure there to hold it. I guess not. Let's get out here. There. Nope. I'm gonna get my my other clamp. The clamp's at an angle, and see if I can counteract that. Yeah, well, still wants to move on me. Alright, I'm going to have to come up with something to hold this clamp this way, because I'm not going to stand here all day holding it. Let me just zoom out here and you can see what's happening. If I pull back on this, then this clamp pressure stays where it needs to be. Yeah, it just wants to move. Let me try that. That works. And now I want to get that clamp. I want that pressure in the center. There we go. That's better. Now we learned something there. Do that. There. Okay. Now I've got the pressure right in the center, and I like it a lot better. Even getting a little more glue squeeze out of it. Well, that was a little bit of an adventure, but it worked. So I basically created like a step clamp here and accomplished what I wanted to do. So let me get the other one over here and clamp that one up as well. That one went much smoother and faster. It took about maybe 3 minutes is all. The thing is, you just have to find that sweet spot where the clamp goes and to get equal pressure on both sides. And so that both ends are coming to the, surface meets surface, I guess. So I got that one. We just let them sit and dry. I've got my lock blank made, so I can start working on that. I decided to make that out of maple as well because I had some left over from this one. From these pieces here. So I'll just cut this, drill my holes and then cut it to width, and then that'll be done and ready to go to it as well. So after these get set up and dried, there'll be a lot of hand sanding, and then I can put the finish on them, and should be ready to go. So thanks for watching. We'll be back in a few days, I suppose. I don't think there's anything else to show you. This is pretty self-explanatory. So just some sanding and finishing. I'll be back when I'm done with that.